Come explore the unknown and enter the chamber of shadows.
Hi, Auntie
No, you did me
Celine.
dirty on that.
Why am I acting out? I don't know why, because
Oh
I
my
just wanted to make
god,
you
I'm
laugh.
leaving that in.
You seem kind of stressed out. I'm just saying, don't be scared. It's just I'm only a baby.
No, that thing's terrifying. Come explore the unknown and enter the Chamber of Shadows, a podcast for the dark, haunting, and mysterious. My name is Celine, and I am your host. And with me, I have my co-host, Endora. Say hi, Endora.
Good evening, spooky fam.
Wish, I wish that we were like recording ourselves when you just did that. Okay, well, technically we are, but we don't release the video quite yet. But as I started, she lifted up this creepy ass doll.
Just a
Like,
bit. She has a knife. She has a knife.
it's a she?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. She has a little knife. See?
That's absolutely terrifying. It's
Yeah.
this gray with like smoky
She's
eyes,
one of my very own creations.
black lips.
I mean, she looks like she needs a nap, but it's all right.
She looks like she needs to be 6 feet deep. That's what she looks like. Oh my god. Well, did you have anything that you wanted to touch base on before we get started today?
No, I just want to say that our technical difficulties are activating my estrogen, and I just really am
Oh,
having an
listen,
issue.
I'm telling you, I don't know what was going on. It's not happening now though, right?
No, you're good.
Okay, good. Well, I suppose we can jump right in because I am very interested to see or hear your thoughts on this case.
All right.
All right. In April 2014, two Dutch women set off to Panama for an educational and volunteer trip. During this time, they would take a hike on one of the more popular hiking trails to El Mirador, also known as the Overlook. And after arriving at the peak, they would continue down the opposite side of the pass, where they would disappear into the rainforest and never be seen alive again. This is the story of Lisanne Froon and Kris Kremers.
Wow. Never
So I
seen again. Never seen again.
never seen alive again.
Oh.
So I do want to say I think I called her Elizabeth Froon in a previous episode. I am so sorry about that. Correction, it is Lisanne Froon and Kris Kremers.
Okay.
So I do want to make sure that I say that. But yes, before I get started, I do want to let everybody know there is some sensitive information in this. I want to remain completely respectful while telling this story, and my goal of telling this story is to keep Lisanne and Chris's story alive and maintain respect doing so for them and their families. So you have not heard this case.
No, not at all.
You know nothing, completely going in blind.
Correct.
This is gonna be lovely then because I am very curious to hear what you think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I am going to just do a general overlook of the story for
Okay.
at first. On March 15th, 2014, Dutch students Kris Kremers and Lisanne Froon would arrive in Panama for their educational and volunteer trip. This trip was going to last 6 weeks. Kris was 21 years old and was studying cultural social education with a focus on art. And Lisanne was 22. She had recently completed her degree in applied psychology. In late March, about 2 weeks into their trip, they were staying with a host family in Bouquet, a small town near the renowned El Pianista Trail. This is a hiking trail.
Okay.
This location, just for context, is roughly 6-ish miles away from the Costa Rica border. On April 1st, they set out for a hike on this trail. Their goal from what we believe, was to make it to the El Mirador, also known as the Overlook. Now, this particular overlook provides a beautiful 360-degree view of the rainforest surrounding them. Reaching the summit around 1 p.m., they would stop and take several photographs before descending on the other side. The last normal picture they would take would be around 1:54 p.m. This image is number 508, where you can see Kris coming across a small stream. Did you get the link that I sent you by any
I
chance?
got things from you. I didn't open anything because I didn't want
Okay.
to ruin your story. Should I still?
Go ahead and open up that the actual link that I sent you. And then I want you to start at about, I think it's photo
The one with her naps or the
476.
ones with her in, I guess she's in a swimsuit. I don't know, she
Yeah,
okay.
it's the like actual first one that I sent you.
Okay. Oh, she's really pretty.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, I got it.
Okay, so I want you to scroll down to photo number 476.
Okay. Well, okay. We're on some kind of bridge, maybe?
Yes. Yep, that's it. Okay, so you're on 476.
Yeah, where she's got on, like,
The
either
striped tank top
pinky,
and
burgundy okay, yeah, and some cutoff shorts or whatever.
yep.
Okay.
So you can scroll through these just from here down basically until you get to image 508. So just so you can get kind of like a view of what they were doing, where they were at. At photo 496, that's where you'll see they really reached the summit and started taking all those pictures.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Wow, these girls are really pretty.
I know, right?
Okay. Wow, it's so beautiful and lush there. Uber
Yeah.
actually served our military in Panama, but, I haven't seen these kind of pictures before. These are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So once you get to photo number 508, this site will kind of zoom in on her face. So it's gonna go from her standing after she crossed this small creek, and it's gonna zoom in on her face.
Got it.
You're there?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you have kind of a general idea, I want you to stop at that picture.
Okay.
That image, number 508, that is the last normal image that we have from them.
Normal. What do you mean?
Normal.
Do they become not normal? Oh,
Well, that's
never mind.
up for debate.
Please continue.
Now, I want to get into the search a little more specifically here. When the girls never returned and their families didn't hear from them because they were reaching out relatively consistently to their parents, this is when alarms spread. They would start aerial and hike searches on April 3rd, and by April 6th, their parents would arrive in Panama offering a reward of $30,000. Now, $30,000 for us is very different than $30,000 in Panama. In Panama, this is roughly double the local median household income.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money for people living in Panama. The search included both locals and foreigners, and even sniffing dogs. Yet, not a single piece of evidence would be found until 10 weeks later.
10 weeks?
10 weeks.
Wow.
Yes. There, along the Culebra River, near an unmapped village named Alto Romero, would sit Lisanne's blue backpack, completely dry. This specific location was about 5 miles away from where they started hiking. The woman who found the book bag claims that it was not there the day before, leaving the implication that somebody left it there. Even crazier, the backpack was in perfect order. The items in the bag include, but possibly not limited to, two pairs of sunglasses, $83 in cash, Lisanne's passport, a water bottle, Lisanne's camera, two bras, and both women's phones. After the finding of the backpack, they decided to alter their search location, and they would go on to find pieces of their clothing on the river a few miles away from the backpack.
Like pieces of clothing or like pieces, like it's shredded like confetti?
So I think it's just like maybe random articles. I'm not sure if it was shredded or not.
Okay.
Though this particular evidence is still up for debate, some people claim the clothes were folded neatly at the river's edge, while others claim they were floating in the river. Are you starting to detect a pattern
Yeah.
here?
Yes.
2 months after finding the backpack, 2 months after finding the backpack, so this is almost half a year later, skeletal remains would be found. Scattered would be a foot in a boot, a piece of a pelvis, and various bone fragments in which DNA would confirm these are the remains of Lisanne Froon and Kris Kremers. Except they weren't the only remains found here. The DNA would also confirm at least three other people's remains lay among them. Lisanne's bones still had some skin attached and were considered relatively fresh in comparison to Kris. Though what they found is that Kris's bones appeared to have been chemically altered, possibly by lime, though there were no limestone deposits anywhere close to the area. Also important to note is that none of the bones had any forms of cuts or marks on them. Initial official Panamanian investigations would classify their case as a homicide, but just 1 year later, it was officially closed with the conclusion that they perished during a hiking accident, using rugged terrain, cliffs, and a swift river current as their supporting agents. Stopping there for just a second, what are your current thoughts?
Well, originally I was thinking predators, but if the bones don't have any marks on them, they love that marrow. So that's not it. So
Mm.
also, I don't love that it kind of points to one of them was alive a lot longer than the other one. Uh,
Yeah,
and things don't stay clean in a jungle. Things don't stay clean in a backyard.
no, yeah, no,
Yeah.
they don't. I want to get into the phones because a multitude of phone calls would be attempted during their days after disappearing. With their cell phone activity, it might give us a little bit of insight into their final moments. And for added context, just in case anybody's wondering, Lisanne had a Samsung Galaxy S3 and Kris, Lord, had an iPhone 4. Now, on April 1st, this is the day that they disappeared. At 4:39 p.m., Kris would call 112, which is the Dutch emergency number. At 4:51 p.m., Lisanne would call 112, and both phones would power off at 5:52 p.m.
Right. As if one of them said, we should
Hey,
charge
let's
our
save
phone.
battery.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Now, on April 2nd at 7 a.m., Lisanne's phone would power on and try to call 112 again. At 8:12, Kris's phone would power on and I'm guessing off again and try 112. At 10:52 a.m., Lisanne's phone would power on and try 112 and 911. At 1:50, Lisanne's phone would power on and then back off. At 4:19 PM, Lisanne's phone would power on and stay on until the next day. Are you following me so far?
Mhm.
Okay. April 3rd at 2:21 and 2:47 AM, the weather app would be used on Lisanne's phone. At 7:36 AM, Lisanne's phone would be at 1% and would power off.
Ugh. Ugh, that's a sick feeling. Okay.
Yeah. At 9:32 AM, Kris's phone would turn on, try calling 911 twice, and then power off. And then at 11:46 AM, Kris's phone would turn on and off. And again, at 4 PM, Kris's phone would turn on and back off. And that completes the day of April 3rd. April 4th at 4:50 AM and 5 AM, Lisanne's phone would turn on and off. Her battery would officially reach 0% today. At 10:16 AM, Kris's phone would turn on and off. And again at 1:42, Kris's phone would again turn on and off. This is where it gets weird. On April 5th at 10:50 AM, Kris's phone would turn on and back off. And at 1:37 PM, Kris's phone would turn on and back off, but no PIN would be entered at this point. So, like, wouldn't enter the passcode to get into the phone. On April 6th at 10:26 AM, Kris's phone would turn on and back off, no PIN entered. And at 2:35 PM, Kris's phone again would turn on and off, no PIN entered. April 7th through April 10th, there would be no activity. April 11th at 10:51 AM, Kris's phone would turn on, no PIN would be entered. It would remain on for about an hour, and at 11:56 AM, Kris's phone would turn back off. For further information and details on phone records for those of you who are interested in it, I do highly recommend checking out imperfectplan.com as they put together a ton of information and they have further references for those of you looking for further details. I mean, I got this from like a map that they put together of the phone data. And obviously, for our sakes, I kept it very kind of bare minimum. There was a lot more detail within all of this with GPS and a lot of information.
Yeah, that is what I was going to ask about that because,
Mhm.
um, uh, in 2014, are we able to, give any idea exactly where the locations were that where those
So,
were?
from what I've read, the problem was that their phones weren't hitting GPS.
Mm,
Like it wasn't connecting, and their phones weren't connecting to any cell towers.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't believe we have any actual GPS data for them. The other thing I wanna talk about is the camera. Do you still have that link pulled up?
Yeah, I would never go away from it because what would happen if I did? Okay. Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So, the images found on Lisanne's camera is a huge point of contention in this case. Obviously, I sent you the link with all of the photos. Some of them are edited, which they do a good job at explaining and pointing out, like, hey, I edited this. This is lighter. This is enhanced. They circled things on the images. There are many people who believe that the images that we have today have been altered in some way, but this is what we have, and unfortunately, all we can go off of. So, you went ahead, you saw pretty much up until image 508, which is the normal pictures of their hike.
Yeah.
Lisanne's camera was a Canon PowerShot. As you can see when you scroll through those, it looked like they were having the best time. You can find where they reached the summit,
Mhm.
and following this is where you'll find that image 508 where Kris is crossing that small stream. But the first problem lays in image 509, which is missing entirely. Now, it's not just missing, the image was actually hard wiped off of the camera. After looking this up a little bit, this isn't something you can do just from the camera. You would actually need a computer to hard wipe it the way it was done. There is also the potential that it was corrupted or it glitched. Again, for anybody who is further interested in the semantics of all of this, it can be found on Imperfect Plan. Unfortunately, I am not this technologically advanced. So, just for people who are interested, this isn't something that the girls could have just deleted and it would have wiped the entire like data for that image set. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, okay. So these pictures are on, so we have pictures from the little pocket shot camera and also the phone, like different.
Correct. Yeah, they have phone images as well.
Okay.
Now, going into April 8th, because again, 508 would have been the day that they went missing on April 1st. So 8 days later, 90 photographs would be taken with the flash between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. in complete darkness.
That's not good. That's terrible. Okay.
So you can scroll, and you can just scroll through while I'm talking. These images are very unsettling to me.
Same.
There are a multitude of pictures taken of the dark sky. There are images of a twig with what looks like plastic bags and wrappers on a rock, some with what looks like toilet paper and a reflective surface, such as a mirror. The most unsettling of all to me is the picture of Chris's head.
Oh, hold on. I didn't even see that yet. Okay. Ugh.
What are you seeing? Just like describe what you're seeing, because it's one thing for me to describe it, but you're looking at them. So,
Um, okay. Sorry. So I think I'm seeing the thing that you said looked like, I'm gonna say that's actually raindrops up in the coming down from the sky.
okay, that's interesting.
Um,
You don't think it's bugs?
no, I think that's
Okay.
raindrops. Only because
It is a rainforest.
we've been on so many ghost hunts when it was raining, and this is what it looks like.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, okay. Um, Not implying that this is some kind of ghost hunt. That's not what I meant. More rain, more
More rain.
bushes.
It really is like they
Oh,
or
I
somebody
do see
else.
I see the twigs now
Uh-huh.
with a little torn piece of baggie or something on there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, is like a plastic bag.
Something, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, then when you get up on it, that actually looks like a bag, like a grocery bag.
Yeah.
Know what that is. Maybe some kind of tag that looks.
Yeah, like a wrapper, a
Yeah.
tag.
Let's see. More rain.
Mhm.
Mm.
More rain, more rain. It literally is like they or someone was walking around just snapping pictures of the sky and stuff. You know what I mean?
Strap, mirror, reflective surface, paper. Okay, I see that. That's a weird place for, it looks like somebody's notes or something. Like a notebook maybe torn up? I can't.
Or their map?
Oh, why would they shred their map though?
Great question.
Oh. Oh, yeah, they're showing the, oh, I see. See, here it is here and here it is here. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
It might that could I could maybe believe that. Okay. And then there's like some Insta pictures, like Polaroid pictures.
Mhm.
Look like something's on fire. I don't know what, oh, it's hair. Oh, it's hair.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it, got it, got it.
So that is the picture of Chris's head.
No, why? When you said
Yeah.
that, it was not what I was looking for when you said Chris's head.
Yeah, so from when I originally heard this case, there was a lot of debate on whether it was the front of her head, the back of her head, the top of her head. I can't 100% figure out what it is.
No, this is the back of her head.
You think it's the back of
Oh,
her
yeah.
head?
I definitely
Okay. Okay. Some people would claim that they could see like a little bit of her face. Um, Very unsettling. That that picture makes me want to cry. It's creepy, it's uneasy. I don't like it.
yeah, why did we take this picture? Like,
Well,
was it the back of her head and she was trying to say, well, except there's not I don't see a wound, I don't see blood. Like, I can
right.
definitely see where I would be like, "Girl, let me take a picture of this so you can see what the back of your head looks like."
Well, and that is what a lot of people speculate is that maybe she had some kind of wound that they were trying to take a picture of.
Well, where is it? Because I don't see it.
Right.
But I understand that, yeah, I that tracks. It just
Well, it just makes you wonder with all of these, were they trying to use the flash from the camera as a light?
oh, I would say so.
Because
Yes.
they didn't have a flashlight besides what was on their phones, or maybe they were trying to capture something, or maybe it wasn't them taking the pictures at all.
Ew, that's
Some
gross.
people do speculate that Kris actually was not alive when that particular image was taken. So, what are your thoughts on everything thus far? How are you feeling? What are your thoughts on the images, the phone calls, the phone records? I mean, do you think that it's possible that somebody could have had their phones and they were, just cutting their phones on and off?
No.
I saw some people also saying that, well, maybe it's weird that they were only making the phone calls and using their phones during business hours.
Yeah. I mean, that it kind of makes sense, especially if you're trying to save your battery, you wanna get the most bang for your buck, so,
Yeah, absolutely.
but and however, turning the phone on with no pin, that could be, L L Lisa
Lisanne.
Lisanne, that could be Lisanne because she doesn't know her friend's passcode,
So that is yes, some people do believe that as
but
well.
she's not gonna do that to her own phone.
Right.
Yeah.
But her
So,
own phone's dead.
yeah. So, but it was still coming on, like, they were still checking it though, because it did come on
Mhm.
a couple of
Right.
times. So, yeah, whoever this is, doesn't have the passcode, and if she tried to use it and she didn't know the passcode, she wouldn't try it again. Well, I mean, why would you do
Yeah.
how come you're gonna do that? Yeah, I don't think you would. Um,
Yeah.
because you might need it for light or you might need it for something else. So let's quit dicking
Right.
around with it and just leave
Right.
it for now. Um, so it makes it no, and then to do it your own phone that way, that also doesn't make any sense. This is a person that doesn't maybe completely understand how phones work. Um, or don't understand how the towers work, or just simply like, well, there's no signal here. They're not going to find me out.
How do you feel about the backpack just allegedly randomly showing up?
I think maybe that person considered trying to collect on that 30 thou or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
think, well, I have their stuff. I can make it seem like they're still around.
That is also yeah.
Yeah.
That is part of what I was reading as well as people believing that.
Yeah.
You wanna hear some theories?
Yes.
Okay, because holy shit, there's a lot of them.
Well, I don't understand why this place where they're staying at, why was it not an immediate alarm when these girls didn't come back from the jungle?
It was. So it was once their parents weren't hearing back and they didn't come back that day, It did set some alarms off. They started searching on April 3rd, 2 days later, which I guess technically would be a little over 24 hours if they were, like, "Oh, they didn't come home by the nighttime." I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I think the jungle is a very scary place, and there's all
Oh,
kinds of
absolutely.
predators there where I would be thinking to myself, like, I think I don't I'm not okay, I'm not 100, but I think there's, like, jaguars there and stuff.
Mhm. I'll go over some of the natural predators.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I like, that would be my
Not for nothing. Yeah.
very first thought would be, "Oh my god, they've been attacked." Yeah,
Right.
not by a human, because it's a
Right.
jungle. Yeah,
Well, there is some debate on whether a dog went with them. So there was a part of the story that includes a dog that was owned by a local restaurant owner that followed them into the forest and eventually came back out by itself. From what I could find and was reading, I don't think there's any real proof of this. I'm not 100% sure how legitimate this claim is.
okay,
So I wanted to include it because it is talked about, but I don't know if there's 100% proof.
okay,
So there's a theory that they snuck off the path to get a photo and they got disoriented. This theory is interesting to me for many reasons. Because how far off the path would one need to go to get disoriented and not be able to find their way back?
right,
I would think that it would be pretty easy, only because we're talking about an incredibly dense rainforest. Getting lost would make sense for this reason. And I know I would panic if I found myself off path in an area I didn't know.
yeah, and, clearly they didn't take any, trail marker chalk or anything like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, this was just supposed to be
Like,
a
"Go get some
a
pictures
day
and come
hike.
home." Yeah, okay,
Yeah. They weren't prepared to actually stay the night or anything like that. Like, it was just a hike they were doing. There is a theory that someone misled them and they succumbed to the elements. So this is really our first look into suspect foul play. There is talk of a hiker who saw them come down on the other side. Again, I don't know 100% if that's real or not, but if somebody did mislead them, would this be on purpose or perhaps they misunderstood what they were told? In an area that they're not familiar with, if somebody told them, "Oh, you go this, and this," it's easy to mistake things.
oh, yeah, I'm the worst for directions, so, yeah, I
Yeah.
100% believe that, yeah,
There is the theory of course, an accident. I do want to mention here that again, we're talking about a dense rainforest with harsh conditions. There is chest high vegetation, sharp plants, unstable terrain. The water isn't safe to drink. The brush is thick. Ravines have unforgiving rocks and boulders. And this doesn't even begin to touch the number of insects and animals that are a threat.
yeah.
Constant climbing, tripping, dehydration, lack of sun that can make visualization next to impossible. All of these are serious concerns. And to go along with that, there's a thought of maybe one of them got injured. This, for me, isn't really a theory I can appreciate. If one was injured, first and foremost, what's the reason for leaving the trail? And how the hell would they travel so far if injured?
Right.
So you can also look at that map that I sent you.
Mhm.
It shows you the
Oh,
points
I did see that, yeah,
of, yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's 5 miles from where they first started. In this theory, though, both would ultimately perish from exposure, starvation, or falls in the rugged landscape. Foul play. This is the theory that seems most likely to me. It includes thoughts of kidnapping and murder, especially since the late discovery of their remains could signify a third party involvement, tampering with the camera, staging of their belongings. There was talk of a local tour guide who knew that they were entering into the forest. Is it possible that he could be involved or
Yeah,
that there
is
were
there fake
others who
shady? Does he
knew?
have a record or anything? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I do not know that. But tourists just disappearing and coming up dead is incredibly suspicious to me, especially considering it's 2 women. This could also be a good spot for an opportunistic kill, unfortunately. I hate saying that.
Yeah, I hate it too, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Some people mention organ trafficking. There is a theory that the host family for them informed organ traffickers about the women, leading to a possible abduction and captivity prior to being killed. I will say most researchers have deemed this highly unlikely, but it does make you wonder. And maybe it wasn't the host family because that can come off as harsh. But literally anyone could have seen them and sent an alarm down the chain. I am admittedly blind to the world of organ trafficking, so I'm not sure of the likelihood. I have to kind of rely on researchers claiming that it's highly unlikely, but odds are never zero.
I mean,
I don't know how that is in the United States, and comparing that to other countries, I genuinely have no idea.
yeah, I don't either. And also, I don't know how. Look, even if it were that, you only have so long to get that in another body.
Right.
So, really, is Panama, the Panamanian jungle, is that really the best place to harvest from? Seems like,
And that's a great point.
yeah,
That's a great point. I would say, in terms of getting away with it, it's probably easy, but in terms of it being viable, like,
right.
yeah,
Unless, that's why the backpack was so clean because they took them somewhere until they could
right,
make arrangements,
right.
that is horrifying, and I hope that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I just I wanted to include it because I think it does go along with foul play, and it's not, I mean, listen, tourists go missing and get murdered in other countries. I hate to say frequently, but it's just they don't know the area, It's easy to mislead somebody and take advantage of them like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a world traveler, but I do think
Yeah,
that
same.
Americans, in particular, have this false sense of security.
Yeah.
But that doesn't count when we leave here. When we when we leave here and
Yeah.
go someplace else, they hate us. Not everybody. A lot of places and
Yeah.
people and groups of people hate America. So, yeah, you're just putting yourself out there as I'm definitely not victim shaming just by the
Right, right. No,
well,
no, 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 no.
yeah, I think we have as Americans, I think that we have, just sort of a false sense of security, like, "My phone's charged, I got a bottle of water, let's go."
Right.
Yeah,
Well, and I don't know another point to go along with that. I mean, they're from the Netherlands, so I don't know what that looks like for them.
yeah.
I don't know what they're used to. I think the Netherlands is a relatively safe country?
Don't start me
Am I
lying.
crazy?
I don't want
Yeah, I don't know. Um, so I don't know. Maybe it is something along those lines where they just weren't taking something like that into consideration.
yeah,
I don't know. There's the thought of political involvement. I did not deep dive into this. Imperfect Plan has included information and a link for further information on this. There are people who believe that the local government there was involved. They think that they altered the photos. They were the ones to delete that image 509. Like I said, I didn't do a deep dive into this because that's a whole different ball game.
right.
That's a whole different ball game.
Well, I mean, I just don't I mean, it was 24,
I don't know the
but I just don't
point, I
hear
guess.
a lot of Dutch politics on it's not like we hear all the shit that's going on in Britain. We hear all the shit
No,
that's
yeah.
going on. in our over here in our hemisphere,
Right.
I don't hear anything about Dutch stuff. I just don't. I mean, it's sort
Well,
of in general.
I guess if I'm thinking of a political involvement theory, just off the top of my head, maybe say it is something along the lines of organ trafficking. Again, I'm just throwing something out there. But if it is something along those lines, I mean, even here in America, we've got low people who are connected to people in high places.
Well, sure. Yeah.
And those people are going to do anything to make sure that it's swept right under the rug.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't think it's impossible for that to be happening in other countries.
Same. Yeah.
I mean, so I guess if you look at it from that perspective, I could see, local politicians trying to turn a blind eye, for lack of better terms.
Right. Mm.
And of course, there's predators. Obviously, there are tons of natural predators here. This is a rainforest. Before I mention these, though, I do want to remind everybody that there were no scratch marks or anything found on the bones. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Jaguars are obviously the biggest predator there. They have these jaguar undies.
What?
Yeah. So these are apparently comparable to a puma. They're not much bigger than a house cat.
Okay.
There's also pit viper snakes, which sounded terrifying when I was reading about them. But it's things like tropical rattlesnakes, a jumping snake, and one that's called the bushmaster.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
No thanks.
Mhm. Yeah, they're highly
Thanks.
venomous. Yeah.
There are also tarantulas, poisonous tarantulas such as I don't know if you'll know this one, the Salmo Pois, Salmopoeus. It's spelled Psalmopoeus, Poulter.
Uh, that's Michonne. It's not gonna that's not medically significant.
The the Spalmopoeus,
Uh-huh.
that's her?
Yeah. She's not that. I mean, she has venom, but it's not medically significant to humans. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're just gonna that's why I was like, "You might know
Mm.
this, because I don't."
Yeah,
No, thanks.
yeah.
It's all
I'm sure there
poisonous
are
to me.
venomous spiders there, though, just not really
Oh, for
venomous.
sure.
But, ooh, yeah. I mean, and that is not gonna show anything, um, if any of them or both of them or one of them took a venomous bite, that's not gonna you're not gonna find that nearly 6 months later, um, in the
Right.
tissue, and also, I don't know for sure that, being bitten by something venomous doesn't make you inappetizing to scavengers. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Hmm.
If anybody knows, let us know.
Yeah. We would love for somebody to share some of that information. I would.
Yeah, I know. I feel like when I was learning about things in Africa, there like some animals could tolerate it, so they didn't care, but I don't know 100% what that's like. The last theory I want to touch on, I do want to tread carefully with indigenous tribes. I do not want to jump on a bandwagon of implying that indigenous people are evil and all of them are violent and untamed. That's not my goal here. This is not the case. I do want to explore this for certain tribes can be.
Right.
Whether we want to admit it or not, there are indigenous tribes across the globe that do have history of violence and sacrifice. And those are the options I want to explore. In this area, there are hundreds of tribes According to a 2000 census, it recorded over 285,000 indigenous people local throughout Panama and Costa Rica. Now, from what I was reading um, on the website Imperfect Plan, they did say that in 2020, a mass grave was found in a nearby region containing the body of a pregnant woman and 6 children. There were 9 indigenous people who were arrested, and the police ended up rescuing another 15 who they believed were next. The area is so remote that helicopters had to be used.
Yikes.
A simple fact to keep in mind, which I loved that they thought about this, people feel frustration with tourism. Even where I live, I mean, locals get so frustrated with tourism, which I can understand to an extent. I think it's important to recognize that for certain areas, tourism is also very financially significant. It does help bring things into the economy.
Sure.
According to the survivors that they rescued, we know at least one indigenous group is willing to perform ritualistic murders to make people, quote, repent for their sins. So there's the thought that maybe Kris and Lisanne were viewed as being, quote, sent by God for their sacrifice.
Um, I mean, it's based on just a theory, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I think it's just as easy for this to be a local in town as it could be for an indigenous person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, it I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't like it. It doesn't feel complete. It feels accusatory. I don't like it.
It does. It does. Now, I do wanna point out some bizarre facts. The skulls were never found. Again, no scratches on the bone fragments. The backpack was weird. The items and remains were found miles away from where they were suspected to have been. One set of the bones had been bleached in some fashion. Lisanne's flesh was in initial stages of decomp. They never attempted to make those calls outside of business hours, which is it because they were being kept somewhere and that was when they were alone? Or is it just that's the most likely time to try and get a hold of somebody?
Right.
The bone fragments from others were discovered in the same area. I don't know the legitimacy of this next one, but I wanted to include it because I thought it was fucking weird. Allegedly, there was a strange photo that showed up on a dead local's phone, and it was a photo of a brunette and redhead that showed up on the phone of a drowned gang member only 4 days after the girls disappeared.
Well, now that's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Finally. Finally. Um, hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
So how hard did they look into that?
I don't actually know. I genuinely don't because they ended up a year later claiming that it was an accident.
Well, I mean, the mayor of Shark City did, but who else?
Right. Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Which if it's something with gangs, I mean, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, and also, I don't think when I think Panamanian jungle, the first thing that pops into my head is definitely not gang members. Mm.
No, but it does make sense if you think about it.
Yeah, but it's like, no, whose first thought is, "Oh, it's those Panamanian jungle gangs." Like, who would think that? But after I've heard everything, now I'm like, "Well, that makes the most sense out of all these theories." Yeah.
Well, now I need to know if there are jungle gangs.
Wow.
Is that a
I
thing?
don't Don't start me a lying. I wish Uber was here. Uber was there, so he definitely could tell us, but, oh, yeah, I don't know.
Well, the debate of what happened to these two young women continues. The inconsistencies throughout the case leave it up for debate of whether this was truly a horrific accident or something more sinister. What I do know is that this is a tragedy, and if you have any information on this case, please inform the Panamanian or Dutch authorities. And it also looks like the families had set up a tip channel as well that you can access at info at lisannekris.com. That's LISANNEKRIS.com. I do want to shout out Kris with Imperfect Plan and Scarlett's Kudkas. That's how I might have just butchered that, but that's the blog, for the incredible research and photos. I'll be sure to include links in our post for this episode. What what are your thoughts? What are your final kind of I guess, what do you think happened? Do you think it was an accident like the case was closed with, or do you think there was some foul play?
Honestly, I think it was, I think potentially it could have been, an accident that was arranged, um,
Yeah.
because it would be a lot easier to move one injured girl and another girl, um, if the other girl was helping, because we think these people are here to save us, but really they weren't here to save you.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you can move through like, listen, I don't wanna, like, help somebody walk across my front yard. If they're you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust myself to help them across my front yard, to get them to the car, to get them to the hospital. I definitely would call the squad. So, I'm not moving them 5 miles through the
Right.
jungle.
I mean, I think that's important to continue to bring up. This was a significant
Yeah,
distance.
that's a lot.
A significant distance. Listen, I walked basically 4 miles, not last night, but the night before. My feet were on fire,
Yeah,
you know? And that's just normal sidewalks.
yeah.
That's not walking through all this treacherous
Oh my
terrain.
god, yeah, and all the bugs and all the predators, and you gotta keep your eyes peeled, and now I've gotta move 2 girls?
Right.
I don't know about that. I think maybe it was an arranged accident or a
I
circumstance.
I can agree with that. I don't think that this was just a natural
Yeah,
occurrence.
whatever it was, it doesn't feel organic at all.
I don't know what to think about the photographs taken that night. Those really creep me out, especially the one of Chris's head. And to think that she could have not been alive at that time is really heartbreaking.
I don't know what
And
the
I'm s
purpose of taking multiple pictures of your dead friend's hair is. For what?
But
What?
what would be the purpose in the bad guy taking a picture of her head too? I don't know the purpose in general.
Yeah. I mean, same.
What do you think was going on with that missing 509 photograph?
I think the phone was open when whoever that
Well, that would have been on the camera. That specific photograph would have
so,
been on the
yeah, they definitely went through those pictures and deleted because they don't understand how you delete stuff. So, and honestly, in 2014, I probably didn't either.
Well, I think it's actually the opposite because it completely wiped it. Like, there's no data at all for image 509. That shows that they did have knowledge on a technological level.
What hold on a minute. What do you mean? Um, I misunderstood. I thought the deleted pictures were the pictures from night? Is that it's just a single picture
No,
that's
it's
missing?
just a single picture
Oh,
that's
they
missing.
definitely took a picture of that dude, whoever this person is.
That's
Yes.
exactly what
Yes.
I think.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm-mm, no.
I definitely think that that image captured whoever it was, whether it was intentional or not. Maybe he was just in the background as it's almost like the Delphi case
Mhm.
where those girls recorded and, like, just got him in there, which bless their fucking hearts.
Yeah,
But I do think that it could have been something along those lines where it they caught whoever it was.
yeah, yeah, they definitely did. Um, and also this feels like I know that this is the jungle and it's kind of a different story, but please never let them take you to the second location ever. Let
Please,
them
please,
do
please.
what they're going to do in front of everybody. Do not go with them. Do whatever you have to do. Don't go because once they get you alone, what they're going to do is nothing compared to what they're going to do in an uncontrolled environment.
Right.
So, I just want to
Yeah.
say that.
And the second I mean, it's just science. That second location, the likelihood of survival goes significantly
Yeah.
down. Significantly.
Yeah.
Well, I wanna say this is a reminder that for this case I wanna cover this case because I think it's important to spread word in case anybody knows anything. The goal with this case and me covering this today isn't for any sick idea. I don't want to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. I wanna maintain that respect. I wanna keep their names alive. I think it's very important. And for me personally, I I think there's more to what was concluded.
Oh, 100% they're hiding it. They are hiding it. Yeah, there's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind. Do I know what it is? No, not really, but it's something.
Right.
It's something
Right.
and it's big enough for them to try to hide it instead of just being like, "Oh yeah, there's this crazy tour guide. We think it was him."
Right.
Um, yeah, instead of just shoving it has to be bigger than that because, they would just shove that single guy under the bus and keep on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
I hate this, and I I hope for their sakes that there was nothing more, but unfortunately, I think that's not the case. So, it is for some reason, this is a case the first time I heard it, it just kind of stuck with me, so I did wanna bring light to it and awareness. And again, if you ever know anything about any case, see something, say something. Know something, say something.
Yeah. Yeah. RAP to the girls. My hearts go out to their family. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, always.
Yes. With that, we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening. We appreciate all of you who continue to return, and we appreciate new listeners.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. Oh, and where can they find us and reach
oh, that part that I always
out?
forget. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram. Most of them also listen on YouTube, but you can find us on YouTube. But as far as posts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I love posting on Facebook because I can post more and it's a little easier. But yes, it is at the Chamber of Shadows. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email us at thechamberofshadows@gmail.com. But with that, thank you, good night, good morning, peace out, adios, sayonara. We will see you next
Thanks.
time.
I'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.